Hey, and welcome to another episode of My So Called Fabulous Life with your host, Shawn Lee House. And today's episode is titled, Can We Be Friends? So, as you know, and if you don't know, I started this podcast so that I can document my emotional and fun journey into my daughter graduating, her senior year. This is her senior year. So I decided to do this podcast. So the question came up on friendships with parents and um, their children. So I just want to know, can we be friends? My experience is I don't want to be Jasmine's friend. However, I do want to provide her with a safe space to be able to communicate with me. I don't want her to fear me. I want her to be comfortable with being able to have dialogue with me and we can talk about anything. But the lines get blurry, when it comes to friendships, and that's just with any friendships, but with the kids, it's a little different. So for me, I would like her to understand that I'm a mom first. So you got to set boundaries. It's important that you set boundaries and let her know I'm a mom first. That's my job. That's who I am. That's what I'm going to be, is a mom first. And when I realized that Jasmine, she's never been like disrespectful. I can't say that she's ever been disrespectful, but there has been little slip ups when she's like, bruh. And I'm like, no, mm-mm, that's not who I am. I'm mama, mommy, mom, pick one, but I'm not bruh. Not gonna be bruh. We're not doing that because that's not who I am. And the one thing that she does that sometimes is cute, she'd be like, "Girl." And I'd be like, "Yeah, girl," because that I can deal with that. But bruh, not at all. So boundaries, I believe, is important because I feel like as they get older, you want them to confide in you and come to you so that you can provide guidance and counsel with anything that they're doing. At the same time, I think that where I have struggled, and this is my experience, where I have struggled is taking off the mom hat. The mom hat sometimes is hard to take off, but I struggle with taking off the mom hat. So I'm starting to find myself taking off the mom hat and just kind of listening and not always reacting. But it's hard. But bottom line, I'm mom first, and then I feel like that I'm a friend later. I feel like we won't be friends until she has seen some world and she has some experiences, and she's paid some bills, she has a household, because I think only then will she appreciate what it is that her mom has done and sacrifice and things of that nature. I don't think that any young adult will get that until they have some life experience. So, with that being said, the question is, can we truly be friends with our kids? Is that healthy? Is that unhealthy? Um, I just don't know. I feel strongly about providing a safe space for them to be able to communicate at all times about different things. Absolutely. Being best buddies. Like, you'll never catch me, even when Jasmine gets older. Like, I'm not going to have a glass of wine with her. Well, I may, when she's like 21, maybe live some life, toast to the first cocktail or something at 21. But, like, I know that there are some people, like, that smoke with their kids, that drink with their kids, even kinda club with their kids, and that's okay, but at the end of the day, that's why they have friends, right? Is that my understanding, is this why they have friends to do the friend stuff with, or partners or whatever? They just do those with those things, like, it's not a rule of thumb, like, you have to be best friends with your moms, and I feel like expectations is one of the things that has to be set up front. Like, okay, so if we're entering in this space of we're communicating openly and I'm providing a safe space for you to be able to talk to me about anything, what is your expectation? What is it that you need from me? Do you need me to provide any input, or you just are just trying to talk through some things? Because I think oftentimes that young people want to just have a conversation and they don't want you to fix it. But when you don't take the mom hat off or the dad hat, whatever, the parent hat off, you find yourself trying to fix their problem for them. And they might just need us to just talk through it. So I am learning to talk through it with her. And I just want her to not only respect me as a mom, but respect me as a human. There are certain things that I feel when you have conversations about and with your children that they can be triggering and they can be emotional. For example, I'll give an example like just co-parenting. Co-parenting has really been a challenge for me because I just really don't know why. I mean, I'm not drama filled. I don't do anything of that nature. I just have this expectation that the other parent is going to love and parent the way that I love and parent my daughter. And that is not the case. Everybody has a different parenting style. Everyone has a different parenting style. And when the two don't mesh, I think that's when shit happens. So for me, co-parenting is always been a struggle because I just don't feel like at times there are often enough times of the respect given to me as the mom, just, as a mom, a full-time mom at that, but as a mom. And so sometimes it gets a little, but it's never about, for me, it's never about the anger or anything like that. I just want to be respected. I just want to have a conversation. I want to be respected. I want to be heard and things of that nature. And I think it's so important to be, when you're co-parented, to be on the same page when it comes to raising a child, because oftentimes than not, um, Jasmine will play both sides. She has played both sides, and she gets away with something on one side, name my side, but she has played both sides, and I think she's able to do that because she knows that we are not on the same page, or we don't communicate effectively, and that we are not, um a unit. We're not a unit. So it's hard co-parenting and having these different expectations, different households. And I think kids pick that up. And so they kind of pick and choose when they can use one against the other. Jasmine is a master at this. But I was able to read through her, young. So I don't, she don't razzle dazzle me at all. But trust. Trust is the biggest thing. I feel like when you're wanting to provide a safe space for your child and you want them to be comfortable with telling you anything, they have to trust you. And I know that we as parents feel like, oh, well, I can, just pick up the phone like, hey girl, so girl, guess what? Jasmine, da 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 da. If a kid overhears you doing that, they're not gonna tell you anything else again. They're gonna be like, "Nah, she's just gonna run and tell her friends, blah, 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 blah." So it's important that you remember that you have to be trustworthy. You have to make sure that you have that level of confidentiality so that they can feel comfortable sharing with you and not knowing that they're business, whatever, their little bit of business, that their business is not going to be out there in the adult judgy streets, because I feel like oftentimes than not, I am guilty. I am so guilty of, I'll call my best friend Rachel or I'll call my best friend Tiffany, but I'm calling somebody, okay? And I'm talking through it because my best friend Tiffany, her and I have daughters the same age. So, we're doing this daughter raising thing together. Rachel has just been just like another mama, like seriously, another mom. So it's one of those things that when I call them and I vent or I have a moment, on how to handle things. I appreciate the balance that they provide me because I can go from 0 to 10 because I just feel like as a parent, what I say goes, or as a parent, this is how it's gonna be. And what I'm learning is I don't know if it's called gentle parenting or just whatever it's called, but I am learning to not be so it's this way and that's what it is because I said so. Because that's how I grew up. I grew up, you didn't talk back. If your mama told you to do something, you did not talk back. You just did it. It wasn't like, but why, or I'll get to it later, or explaining on anything. It was just you just did it and it's done. That's just it. So I am learning not to do that often so much. However, I am human and I am still a mom that was raised in a Black single family household or whatever. So, some of those things do carry over and I have to be mindful of that and make sure that they don't interfere with the relationship that I'm having with my daughter because at the end of the day, I want her to know that she's loved. I want her to know that whatever it is that she's going through, that she can come to me and talk to me about anything. And I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, she has an appreciation for her parents and what they've done and how they contribute to her well-being and things of that nature. And it just doesn't stop with me. There are, my tribe is pretty big. So there are people who have been in my life from the beginning when Jasmine was before Jasmine, during Jasmine, and some that have come into my life after Jasmine. And I can honestly say that having a solid, solid tribe, it really makes being a parent a little easier. I remember there was a time that I think I was just tired, like, I was just exhausted, um, and I remember my baby sister, Patrice, I remember her, like, just taking Jasmine and just having her, like, she would get her often. Her and Rachel, they would always have Jasmine, like, if I was freaking out or whatever, or exhausted and tired, they would step in, they would have Jasmine, they would entertain her, they do things with her. And I can honestly say that those first couple of years that were really, really rough for me, like being sick and, tired and everything, um, that helped. So my tribe and my family, they are the most amazing supporters and I appreciate having them. And I think that everyone needs that because it's important that the support system kind of helps you navigate through this world of being parents. Now, when it comes to me being a friend to my kid, um, I am watching some beautiful relationships like my auntie mama. I call her my auntie mama Tina and my cousin Alicia, it's like my sister cousin, right? Seeing their relationship and their dynamic, it's amazing because that's where I know me and Jasmine will get to, but we ain't there yet because yeah, we ain't there yet. But I know that I've seen them grow in, their relationship. And I know it has a lot to do with, again, being older, being on your own, having an appreciation for all that your parents do for you, and living some life, some experience. I feel like it's a be a full circle moment and me and Jasmine will be friends. But we ain't never going to no club. I just want to be crystal clear. We ain't never going to no club together. That's not gonna happen. We ain't doing none of that. But I'm looking forward to the days where her and I can be um kinda best friends, just kinda. I gotta give kinda best friends because hopefully she'll have her own friends that she can hang out with. But anywho, that's what I had for today. Today, that was just simple, pure, simple. Can we be friends? Let me know what you guys think. Can you be friends with your kids? Do you think it's important? Do you think it's necessary? Or is it just a absolutely hell to the no? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, all of that good stuff. This was just kind of like a bonus episode because I did a recording um, today for my other podcast. And I was like, oh, that was one of the questions. And I was like, you know what? Let's talk about that for a little bit. So hit me up, let me know, drop some comments, let me know. Can we be friends or can we not be friends? What does that look like? Give me some of your advice and your tips on what you've done with your children, your grown children, or your teenagers, and all of that. And I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, I'm out of here. Enjoy the day. And yeah,